Ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for being here tonight. Your presence is not merely attendance, it is an active step towards shaping the future of our community and country. We've gathered here because we believe in a fundamental principle that our collective voice, determination, and efforts can and will create lasting positive change. I want to share a vision with you, a vision built not on fleeting promises, but on achievable goals and realistic policies that address the immediate needs and long term aspirations of our constituents. First, let's talk about education. Every child, regardless of their background, deserves a quality education. Education is the foundation of our society, the pillar upon which our future depends. Investing in education today ensures the innovation, prosperity, and security of tomorrow. But we face challenges: underfunded schools, overcrowded classrooms, underpaid educators. Our campaign is committed to reversing these trends by advocating for increased funding, fair wages for teachers, and accessible higher education opportunities. Next, healthcare. Healthcare should never be a privilege. It is a fundamental human right. Yet we continue to see disparities in access and quality of care. Our vision includes expanding healthcare coverage, reducing the burden of medical debt, and investing in preventative care. Healthy communities are productive communities, and our policies will prioritize health equity and accessibility. Now let's talk economic opportunities. The strength of our economy lies not in just the hands of big corporations, but in small businesses, entrepreneurs, and hardworking individuals striving every day to make ends meet. Our economic plan emphasizes support for small businesses, fair wages, job creation in emerging industries, and sustainable economic growth. It's about building an economy where everyone, not just a privileged few, can thrive. But all of these visions require resources, effort, and collective action. That's why we're here tonight, to turn this vision into a reality. Every dollar raised, every volunteer effort, every vote counts. Your support tonight directly fuels our ability to drive this vision forward, to communicate our message effectively, and to reach voters who share our values but might not yet know our campaign. Let's also talk community safety. Ensuring the safety of our neighborhoods means addressing the root causes of crime: poverty, lack of education, inadequate mental health resources. It also means supporting our first responders and ensuring they have the resources that they need to serve effectively. Community safety and justice reform are not mutually exclusive. We can support law enforcement while demanding accountability, transparency, and fairness. Environmental stewardship is another critical pillar of our campaign. Climate change is not a distant threat. It is a current crisis that requires immediate attention. Investing in renewable energy, promoting conservation, and protecting natural resources are essential steps. Our commitment is not just for us, but for generations to come. We owe it to our children and grandchildren to leave behind a sustainable, habitable world. Now more than ever, integrity in leadership is crucial. Public trust has been eroded by scandals, misinformation, and divisiveness. Our campaign pledges transparency, accountability, and ethical leadership. We are dedicated to restoring faith in public leadership and proving through actions, not just words, that we represent the people's interest above all. Tonight, I'm asking for your partnership. Stand with me, stand with each other, and let's move forward together toward a brighter, more inclusive future. Your donations tonight are not just merely contributions. They are investments in education, in healthcare, and in economic opportunity, in community, in safety, and in environmental sustainability. Investments in integrity and accountability in leadership. Together, let's create the change we want to see. Let's build a community that thrives because it prioritizes people, progress, and prosperity equally. With your support, there is no limit to what we can achieve. That is why tonight we gather here not merely as advocates for education reform, but as pioneers committed to forging a lasting legacy, a foundation upon which sustained Republican success can be built across our great nation, starting right here in Tennessee. Education is not just a policy area, it is the bedrock of our society, the cornerstone of our economic future, and the heart of our community prosperity. Our Republican vision for education policy transcends mere partisan politics. It is about ensuring that every child has the opportunity to achieve their fullest potential, thus fortifying the fabric of our nation and guaranteeing the long term success of conservative values. We stand today as the vanguard of education reform, a beacon illuminating the path forward for other states. By pioneering comprehensive policies focused on academic excellence, accountability, school choice, and parental engagement, we are demonstrating the effectiveness of Republican leadership in addressing one of society's most pressing challenges. The reforms we champion here are not short term solutions, but strategic investments designed to yield enduring dividends for generations. Our vision recognizes that quality education is a fundamental right, not a privilege reserved for the few. We are committed to robust school choice policies, empowering families to choose educational paths best suited to their children's unique talents and needs. When families have choice, competition increases, driving schools to achieve excellence and accountability. We understand that the success of our education system hinges on the quality of our educators. Our policies advocate for improved training, competitive compensation, and ongoing professional development. Investing in our teachers is investing directly in our students' futures, thereby securing a knowledgeable, skilled, and innovative workforce for tomorrow. Moreover, our education reforms emphasize rigorous academic standards that prepare our students to compete not just locally or nationally, but globally. Our recent strides in literacy, math proficiency, and STEM education exemplify the tangible benefits of maintaining high expectations and standards. These improvements not only empower our youth, but position our state and ultimately our nation as competitive leaders in a global economy. Accountability and transparency are critical components of our educational vision. Our policies ensure that schools are answerable to parents, students, and taxpayers. Regular assessments, clear reporting, and consistent evaluation procedures help identify areas of strength and opportunities for improvement, facilitating targeted interventions that lead to meaningful and measurable results. In Tennessee, we've already begun witnessing the fruits of these reforms. Increased graduation rates, improved standardized test scores, and higher rates of college and career readiness clearly signal that our conservative education policies are effective. But we cannot rest here. We must continue refining, enhancing, and expanding these strategies. Furthermore, our education policies extend beyond traditional classrooms. We champion vocational training, apprenticeships, and workforce development initiatives to ensure that every student, regardless of their academic inclination, can thrive. Recognizing the diversity of paths to Recognizing the diversity of paths to success reinforces the Republican principle of self-reliance and individual empowerment, laying a sturdy foundation for economic prosperity. Tonight, we recommit to this educational mission, not just as policymakers, but as political leaders, as stewards entrusted with nurturing our nation's most precious resource, our children. Our success will serve as a national model, inspiring Republican led initiatives throughout America. These initiatives will bolster long term conservative success by clearly demonstrating our capacity for passionate, effective, and forward thinking governance. Together, let's build on this momentum. Let's ensure the educational opportunities we provide today translate into the sustained success. Democrats are going to win the next election, and it's not going to be close. It's going to be pretty. It's going to be pretty straightforward, but it's going to be Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. People are looking out for her as the vice presidential pick. she's seriously a top runner for the pick, and it's been like that for a while. As much as people haven't wanted to wanted to bring it up, but people have been actually talking about it more than enough. I mean, it's she's seriously she's not going to be president. She's going to be a vice president, and they have everything all figured out over there, including the money and the money in order to become a powerhouse, and including all the other topics. So they they have it pretty down pat, and so it's just a matter of elongating the processes that they currently have now, and it's they've gotten confirmations from people that things are ready to go. Gavin Newsom and the other people have, and so it's just now down to on the technical side of things, they've gotten confirmations, and so it's now just down to moving forward with the plans and the growth, and so it's just this candidacy will be strong. This candidacy will be bigger than it ever was before, and it is just a pretty awesome thing to see grow, because it already was big before. I mean, everybody knows Gavin Newsom is the leader in these things, and so while he may not have always been. It may have looked like it was up to par. I mean, in the new recent polling, the new recent suggestions show that he actually does have the lead, and so I'm just really focused on the new set of polling. Some people may say that it's not accurate, but I would say that it's accurate because at the end of the day, it still rounds up to him being the leader. And so, I mean, but the thing is that when you look at the polling, it shows him. It just shows him ahead. It shows him ahead. So there's really no need to. He's always been ahead. So whatever the polling shows him as ahead. And Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez is really short behind. He's really just a little bit. Is just a little bit behind. And so when you talk about the who's going to be the vice presidential pick, I would definitely. I mean, some people would even say that you could even put Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez ahead. I mean, that's just me. But it is ahead. I mean, it's not stretching it as much as some people want to say that it may have been stretching it. It's not stretching it, and so unduly. And so it's going to be pretty nice once we see that the next electoral results should favor. People are really talking about it. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez and Gavin Newsom. And so that's just something to be talked about for at least 15 minutes on the airwaves. And so I can't always I actually can guarantee that they talk about it. I mean, it's just she's a favorite. I mean, she seriously is. I mean, people like her, and she's always been on the dominant side of things. And so she's just been a big how do you say this, a big cultural icon, without a doubt. And so these things, she just keeps going, and she knows how to continue on these paths, and she knows how to give good speeches. She knows how to debate people, and she's honestly, but I would say that it's going to be a problem for Republicans who want to win the next set of elections. I really think that they do well in the next set of elections, just because some Democrats have decided not to run. And so Democrats deciding not to run has seriously created
an avenue in which Republicans will win a few areas, and so I mean I just have to congratulate the Republicans on winning far in advance, just because of the fact that they've the couple of Democrats have decided not to run. They have decided not to run, and what this will do is that this will cause a long pause in the Democrat leadership in particular key areas, including those that kind of mirror the cities. And so, as we get closer and closer to the cities, we learned that the strongholds there. Strongholds there. I mean, you need to be able to perform well in the elections in order to have confidence as a candidate. And so these Democrats, they stepped out of the races in order to make sure that their vote counts are higher. And so Democrats have always had pretty good messaging, and for Democrats, what the messaging has to do with is winning and is winning. But a year ago, it was Trump that actually took the messaging mantle and really went forward with it, went above and beyond with it. And Trump's key, what Trump was key was that he spoke directly to the voters about the issues that mattered, and so that was the key. And Trump is still doing well today. Trump still messages really well today. I mean, you look at all of the advertisements. I mean, Trump does a lot of high level advertisements, and it's just nobody is spoken about as much as Trump is in America today. And so, as much as people like to point fingers and say that the Trump a year ago was better, I would say that just because he had the election, like, doesn't make Trump fall. It doesn't make him falling off. You know, so to me, Trump is going to be strong. Trump is going to be the strongest in his messaging cycles, and even though he was elected a year ago, it doesn't mean that he's not strong today. And so Trump is actually speaking more to the issues that matter today with more of a self-centeredness. He's more focused on the issues of the administration, and talking about the administration, he puts forth goals and talks about the administration more, than also keeping a stronghold on conservative values. And so what he does is that he keeps it conservative while keeping it strong on the administration's goals. And this is something that will never be can never be debated, because nobody beats him in a debate. I can truly say that he's kind of like Charlie Kirk in that sense. Nobody can beat him in a debate. But if we want to talk about Charlie Kirk, then we can talk about Charlie Kirk. And Charlie Kirk was definitely the ultimate champion, and so he was definitely valued for his ability to not only swing some votes, but he was always a strong vocal operator, and his strength came from debating people in person. And so these you want to get on the calls. People want to get on the calls. These things are calls, and so you really don't want to have to suggest that these things are calls. But at the end of the day, it kind of does help with getting things smooth and moving it forward. But the reality of the situation remains that Charlie Kirk was one of the best debaters that we had, and he never lost a debate, and people understood that, and people saw that, and people suggested that nonstop. And so And so on the college campuses, nobody had a bigger name than he did. Uh, and nobody was talked about as much as he was on the college campuses. He was he created the true turning point for conservatives in America, and young people are actually more latched onto conservatism because of his very strong viewpoints. And so his people understand where it lies, and where the strong viewpoints come from and where they end. And so it's one of those things that is going to be continued in the short and long term. His legacy will continue to thrive in the short and long term. But what he does is that he provides a great. Him and Trump are two of the leading conservative talking point providers and of our time, and you can see that in a year ago. And so there's a lot of different ways to combine these things, and Democrats love to talk about these people. I mean, I mean, as much as not as much as in the past year, but Democrats love to talk about these people, and so it's just the prime for Trump was a year ago. That's just what some people say, but but also some people also argue that Trump is also the GOAT in terms of the all time, because of his ability to resonate with conservatives and being able to win a conservative election. I mean, the 2016 was impressive, but 2020 is really where 2024 is really where he kind of shone, and the fact that he won that suggests that he truly is the GOAT. And so the greatest of all time, the greatest American of all time. And so it's one of those things that you understand through the thick and thin. You know, I mean, he's gone through emotional times, and those things kind of show it. And operating on a large stage, nobody is talked about as much as Trump is. Nobody is talked about. I can only name you a few people that are talked about as much as Trump, and who have the differing and those differing viewpoints that are similar to whether Trump has fallen off or not. But to me, Trump has not fallen off. Has not fallen off. That's what I say. And so these things can go on for weeks, years, months. The domination and the media domination, and Trump has always dominated the media, and so it's gone on for years at this point, and that's just how he makes the money. And so it's really up to him to decide when to stop, but there's just nothing really. But that's just really where it comes from, and that's really how everything is going. And also, they're working a lot with the military. Trump is working a lot with the military. Trump is working with the Space Force, and the Space Force is looking really promising. The Space Force, I mean, they can do some of the appointments today. The appointments can be done today. They might be even done by the time this airs. And so these things happen live, and these things are pretty are talked about really are talked about extensively. And so we could take a look at the messaging and the other types of things that come about. But the messaging is due to be the Democrats have messaging ready in a few months. But these things are they're going to be ready for it, and I just cannot. And Democrats just can't complain about it. They don't have too much to say, too much to go up against. And the reality is that Democrats have gotten confirmation from key sources that they will win the next election, and it's a pretty big thing. It's a pretty big pause. You see Gavin Newsom already hovering around the 40% mark, and it's just there's not very much you can do at that point. It's going to be pretty live. It's going to be pretty standard. It's going to be pretty good. You know, some people say that he's at the 37.5% mark. You got to flip it up to 40. I mean, he's at 40. I mean, that's just the one significant. I consider him 40%. Gavin Newsom is at already, if you check the polls. And so we just really need to get down to the key factors of this and really wrap it back around to the front side of to the front side of these things, and that is the messaging aspect of who will win, and that, ladies and gentlemen, has to be Gavin Newsom. Gavin Newsom will be the one that wins. And there are a few other things to talk about, a few other things to discuss. The economy has always been strong. Focusing on key economic indicators. I mean, there's really not much to complain about. Only a little bit of waiting and saving to be done. Saving of America to be done. And so as Democrats continue to try to focus on their focus on the issues that they choose to care about, they will slowly realize that the money will come, and the money has come already. And so there's not very much waiting to be done even, but it's just pretty typical. The money also comes through other sources, and the Democrats have figured out messaging, and they might use the key the key sources to get messaging. But these things are already verified. They already have hundreds of thousands of followers, and so it's really up to Democrats to choose how they want to continue with the particular aspects of the rough money grabbing, because the money grabbing is consistent. They've always had the consistent money flowing in, and so the question really is just about upping it to upping and foregoing these multi million dollar contracts, and so I mean some Democrats, I mean, they forego the 100,000 the 100,000. They reject the 100,000 the salaries. I mean they and so in order to become Congress people, and they reject those donations too. And so speaking to the points clearly, we have that these Democrats understand that the money comes, and that the money is consistent, and that the money needs to be not worried about, because the money is going to be is always going to be there, and they forego the $100,000 donations just to be able to do what they want to do and keep their policies uptight. I mean, it's just these are real extremists. These are real these are the real right wingers that that you hear about, and so that's just where it lies. And so speaking to these points very clearly is how we're going to approach it. And so the fact of the matter remains that Democrats will win the next set of elections that they enter into, and this will be great, not be great for the country because they only focus on a key few issues, and also the conservatives are not very well represented. They're not very well represented, but conservatism is strong under Trump. Conservatism is will always be carried by Trump, even through the Charlie Kirk even through the Charlie Kirk issue, and so.
To Democrats, getting more votes in the election is better than getting less votes. And that's why some Democrats are choosing not to enter the election. And this is just one of those facts that we have to deal with. We have to be okay with the fact that some of the Democrats are not entering the election, that they are holding out, because the truth of the matter is, the fact of the matter is, they want more votes. And there's no other way you can cut it. And they do get more votes, and they will get more votes, and they will continue to get more votes. It will just be in the later elections. And so they're trying to still figure out some of the ways to attack it, to bring it up, to bring up the vote count. And so this is a pretty good start. They've had a pretty good start to the to bringing the numbers up, but these numbers are only going to be as a result of the entering the right elections. They are going to have to enter the right elections in order for this to be successful. Some of these elections have just so many Democrats and Republicans. I mean, it's just a lot of people, a lot of vote split. I mean, somebody may be able to come out on top, but we'll see if they need a runoff. We will see if they need a runoff. But these things are a little more easy to talk about because of the fact that some of the things are set, and some of the things are set in stone, and the capabilities are set in stone. And that's pretty much what we talk about whenever we talk about those things. And so the ability of the Democrats to, number one, rig the elections will be a key factor in determining how successful they will be in the later years. They don't necessarily have to rig the elections, but they do have to enter elections in which they are the favorites. And right now, is it looking like they will have opportunities? Yes, they will have opportunities. It does look like that. And so Democrats will continue to look at the elections that are in play. We'll continue to analyze which elections can be won. And then they will divvy it up, make sure that each section is attacked, and at the end of the day, they will come out on top with the most votes possible. When it comes to messaging, I think that Democrats are just waiting on some verified blue check marks. Without getting too deep and too direct into it, that's pretty much what I think the deal is. And you're going to hear a little bit of crosstalk about this, but just the general main reason and what they actually need at the end of the day is to have a verified voice. They need verified voices. And are you telling me they need it literal or is it performative? And I will tell you that it is both.
I will tell you that it is both. But the voices are there, the voices are present, and even bringing these voices into other forms are really nice. But what they need to do is just at the end of the day is keep the voices where they're keep the voices in check, keep the voices right there, keep the voices where they are, and go along with the Meta platform, the Facebook, the Threads, they need to keep it there. Yes, 12,000 troops. They say that President Trump has 12,000 troops. That this is what the entire deal is, and that's pretty nice. You know, I don't really have to go much into it because I don't really like to talk too much about the current administration. Here is a man who likes to spend time with his family, likes to travel, and you know he doesn't like to do the big things anymore. He doesn't like to divide the country anymore. I sometimes miss the Trump that likes to divide the country. You know, the division is minimal, and so it's just not enough. And maybe we should make it a little more divisive. But I would like to see Trump blatantly divide the country instead of trying to cause indifference amongst the country. Because half the people still don't like him. And at the end of the day, it is about causing hatred amongst the people. And Trump used to do that really well. The past Trump is so good at causing divisiveness and causing division amongst people. That's his art form. And generally, he stays away from arguments that cause division, and staying away from the argument itself is actually a form of picking a side for him. I mean, but the fact that he stays away from the arguments, to me, is just a little more telling of the entire scenario. But we like to keep that on the down low, and on the down low for different reasons. Democrats like to keep that on the down low for different reasons. But other than Trump's division, I mean, Trump is pretty good at divisiveness. He is the king maker and always has been. And while some might consider him to be the GOAT, some would not. He still has a long way to go if he wants to be considered the great. If he wants to be considered the GOAT, because the GOAT belongs to a couple of other people, and so his direction of attack is going to be a little bit more. Is going to be a little bit more indirect, and it's going to be a little more from the edge of a functioning messaging, a framework that has already financially been paid off and does have employees and does the work, divides the labor, amongst the people. I mean, these are things that the Democrats already have, and Trump is just kind of, Trump is working to bring it up, and so all of these things need to be thought about. When it comes to messaging, who is going to do what when it comes to the next round, and I'm really just interested in seeing who Democrats have to put in the next couple of elections, because I'm really definitely interested, and I definitely made waves the first time because I tend to match up exactly with what the with what the with what the TV show. I mean, Democrats tend to show up, tend to match up in line with what the TV show. I mean, Democrats tend to have Democrats control the media, and so since Democrats control the media, I mean, it's one of those things that you will not see a swap. I don't think. I mean, if you do see a swap, it probably won't happen. I mean, it's just one of those things that's not gonna happen. I mean, at the end of the day, the entire goal at the end of the day is for Democrats to be able to win the next election, but they might not be able to win the next election, the next big election. You know, the big one. The one after Trump, and so I just don't think that they're going to be able to win it. And the reason for that is some of the age differences. Is that some of the key players, some of the people that could have come in and won it for them, they're not going to be present because of some of the rule changes. They're not going to be making some of the rule changes in time. They tried to make some of the rule changes. They tried donating $10,000 to make the rule changes. But at the end of the day, the rule changes do not benefit the people in power, or they realized that the rules were there a little bit too late. And so the deal is that Democrats should wait until 2036 if they want to win the election. We already know who the top dogs are. Plus the other leaders. And these things are media dominant. Democrats already know who those leaders are. We need to take those leaders and put them somewhere else. Someone to say put them in the White House. Someone to say other places, but I get it. But the fact of the matter remains is that they will probably end up getting office. Is that just the main Democrats, Gavin Newsom, will probably end up getting office. And so the fact of the matter remains is who is going to be his VP candidate is the biggest question. Is it going to be AOC? I really think it should be AOC. I mean, AOC will be the strongest candidate because she is the young dynamite of the party. She is the oxygen. She is everything that is needed for the party to be successful in future generations. I mean, they really need to take a little bit more usage of her and just like take a look at her usage and kind of use her a little more and really just understand that she is the lifeline of the party for years to come. I would definitely put her as the VP choice. Democrats have always said that. Democrats have always put her as the VP choice. I'm not saying I read with Democrats, but Democrats really like her for vice president, but they want her to become president a little earlier. But the question is, do they have the policy to get it passed? Will she be able to be a presidential candidate in time? And the question is yes. I mean, the answer is yes. I mean, but do they have the policy to get it passed, to get the people on their side to be able to do it? That's the question. And so, how much of this is really in the hands of a timeline in which president or vice president in 2036, and so these things are pretty set in stone. But Gavin Newsom is obviously the ringleader. But you do have AOC that could be the strongest. I would actually say that AOC is the strongest. I mean, these are the cleanest, the most inseparable things. The idea and the notion that people favor AOC over Gavin Newsom. People definitely would favor AOC over Gavin Newsom in a head to head. I mean, it's one of those things that in terms of AOC's cultural advantage is much broader. AOC would definitely poll better nationally than Gavin Newsom. And that's just looking at the core of it. But you could put it on the headlines. AOC would rank better than Gavin Newsom. And also and especially they don't have to cheat the election in order to do that. They wouldn't have to cheat the votes. They wouldn't have to cheat anything in order to get that, in order to get those rankings. And that's where all this lies. Republicans definitely would have gotten the votes necessary in the election in November, but they just chose not to enter the election. And so that's pretty much where they're at now and where everybody's at now. And it is past 5 p.m. meeting. It's not business hours right now. So there's not much to go on about, but other than the messaging and the verified check marks being waited upon. And so these things have very quick. Democrats are continuously controlling, and they don't have anything other than buying up media just to run media and say that things are monetized. And so it's not they don't have the time frame, they don't have the capabilities, but they actually but Trump does, and so the regarding the time frame and the capabilities, the Trump has always had the ability to get the deals done in time, and as well with the new deal that they got done. It's honestly pretty exciting what they got done with bringing the people back, with bringing they were saying the bodies of young men, the bodies of young boys back, and so it was pretty was pretty impressive, and so Trump always delivers. I mean, Trump. I mean, it's a classic. I mean, he's nobody does it better than he does, and so I'm just really excited to continue to see the progress that we can achieve with Jerusalem, and so that just kind of shows the whole messaging and diplomatic and military aspect of our connections. It just shows how strong it is, and shows just the type of people that we bring back, and just shows the type of people that just shows the type of influence that we have in the type of people that are brought back, and the type of hostages that are brought back. And Democrats have a lot of influence, and I heard that Democrats were pushing a lot for that, and so it's a lot of good news, and it's good news, and it's all credit to Trump. And
Ladies and gentlemen, friends and fellow Americans, we live in an extraordinary time. Our country is strong, our economy is strong, and under President Trump's leadership, America has once again found its footing in a competitive world. Tonight, I want to talk to you about two things that define this moment in history: the economy that works for our people, and the future that we must secure beyond our skies. Under President Trump, America has witnessed a remarkable turnaround. Jobs have returned, wages are higher, factories are working again, energy production has surged. Families feel the difference when they go to the grocery store, when they pay their bills, and when they think about their children's future. The economy is not an accident. It is the result of decisions, restrictive in nature, disciplined in approach, but powerful in outcome. Regulations were cut, taxes were lowered, barriers that suffocated small businesses were lifted. Instead of government trying to control every detail of daily life, the president chose to trust the American worker, the American builder, and the American dreamer. The results and the confidence speak for themselves. Businesses invested in their people. Entrepreneurs dared to take risks. Communities grew stronger. The economy, in short, was unleashed, but within the limits that preserved order and accountability. Restrictive, but strong. Now some might ask, well, why talk about the Space Force when the economy is already strong? The answer is simple: because the economy of tomorrow depends on the security of today. Every time we send an email, every time we navigate with GPS, every time businesses move goods across this nation, satellites make it possible. These satellites are the lifeblood of our economy, and they are vulnerable. Without protection, they can be disrupted, jammed, or even destroyed. Imagine the economic damage of losing them. President Trump understood this risk. That's why he created the United States Space Force, the first new branch of our military in more than 70 years. It was not created for show. It was created because the economy and the military are connected. To keep America strong on Earth, we must keep America secure in space. Now, as President Trump looks to expand Space Force, he does so with the same mindset that shaped the economy: restrictive, discipline, and focus. This is not about building a bureaucracy. It's not about wasting resources. It is about precision, expansion only where it counts, protection only where it matters. Every dollar invested must safeguard our people, our economy, and our future. And just as the economy thrived by trusting the best of our people, so too will the Space Force. The president is looking for America's brightest minds and most capable hands, and engineers, scientists, operators, leaders. Not everyone will be chosen. Not everyone should be, because excellence requires standards and greatness requires discipline. To the best people in this country, the innovators, the problem solvers, the men and women with the courage to push limits, this is your call. America's future in space is not guaranteed. It will be secured only if the best rise to the occasion. President Trump has always believed that our destiny as a nation is greater than the boundaries of Earth. We are a nation of pioneers. We crossed oceans. We built railroads. We lit up the night with electricity. We put the first man on the moon. The same pioneering spirit now asks us to look higher,
Space Force is not about leaving Earth. It is about protecting the Earth while preparing for what comes next. It is about ensuring America, not our rivals, set the rules for tomorrow's frontier. It is about preserving freedom where others might seek control. The lesson is clear. Economic prosperity without protection is fragile. Protection without prosperity is hollow. We need both. President Trump has shown that balance. A strong economy disciplined by a restrictive government. A strong Space Force disciplined by restrictive expansion. Each reinforces the other. Together they make America not just strong for today, but strong for the future. So let us all recognize what has been built, an economy that empowers the American worker. Let us secure what must be protected, the satellites and systems that sustain our way of life. Let us call on the best among us to join the mission, to keep America safe, to keep America prosperous, and to carry America's pioneering spirit into the heavens. Good evening, friends, patriots, young Americans willing to fight the ideas that threaten our future. Tonight I speak not just of politics. Tonight I speak of debate, of courage, of a voice raised when silence seemed easier. And I speak of someone who dared to make debate a battlefield, a mastery so precise and sharp that in the arena he became, in my view, the goat of political debate. His name, Charlie Kirk. Charlie Kirk did not emerge overnight. He built his reputation on campuses, on street corners, in student unions. Starting at 18, he co-founded Turning Point USA to bring conservative ideas into the spaces where traditional voices had been silenced or drowned out. He chose the front lines in places where college students, often steeped in the left-leaning orthodoxies, had never been challenged with real opposition. He made it his mission to bring conflict, to force the conversation, to refuse silence. That early courage mattered, because you don't become the greatest by staying in safe rooms. You become the greatest by stepping into the fire. What set Charlie apart was his style as a weapon. He used the prove me wrong table, face-to-face, public, open-air debates where students and challengers could come at him. The format was not passive. It was confrontation by design, and it was large. Some could say that he could debate 40 people at one time. Rounding up, he mastered the what about retort and pivoting tactics, turning questions against his questioners, showing that debates are not just about facts, but about framing force and presence. It's serious, it's real, and it's there. He brought charisma and wit, playing to younger audiences, using social media, short clips, viral moments. He made conservatism look lively, urgent, and confrontational in a world increasingly ruled by attention. He treated debate as warfare. His opponents were not just wrong, they were battlegrounds to be won, ideas to be crushed, narratives to be unmasked. Critics say he often aimed more to land the blow than to discover the truth, but in political debate, that is often the mechanism of victory. Let's forget some of his signature victories. On college campuses, he would debate students on systemic racism, free speech, identity politics. Even critics acknowledged his debates drew crowds. He didn't just talk, he performed in the public square. In one viral abortion debate, he confronted a deeply emotional hypothetical questions, responding in ways that stunned many in the audience. He repeatedly faced progressive challengers, reversing their arguments, flipping frames, pushing them into corners they weren't prepared for. Those watching on video saw rapid-fire exchanges, interjections, pivots, traits of master debaters. Even when he disagreed, he demanded engagement. He refused to be silenced. He forced participation. That is the mark of a debater that knows his stage. These moments weren't perfect. Mistakes, missteps, controversies abounded. But greatness is not the absence of error. Greatness is the willingness to risk error in pursuit of dominance. What makes somebody the greatest in political debate? I offer 4 criteria, and Charlie met them. Fearlessness. He stepped in where others hesitated. He debated on hostile campuses. He took on deeply emotional subjects. He accepted that some questions would push him to extremes, and he still stood firm. His debates moved people. Students converted, followers rallied, narratives shifted. Turning Point USA under his leadership became one of the most visible conservative youth organizations in America. He adjusted tactics to medium. He didn't just use auditorium debates. He used clips, viral moments, social media snippets, sound bites. He shaped how youth saw politics, not just what they believed. Even his critics now analyze his debates reframing his rhetorical moves. It's because he left a playbook. Students will study his style. Future debaters will try to match or counter his rhythms. For those reasons, I argue, in the area he lived, in the arenas he chose,